highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home, without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Tvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyananda, I offer my humble obeisance, my humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And I'm welcoming all of you warmly to this program today. All of you who are joining us from Nithyananda TV and Kailasa TV on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube or Twitter, and all of the viewers who are joining us from the de facto spiritual embassies all over the world, the different Kailasas, including the different devalayas, annalayas, goshalas, gurukuls, or even the satsang centers, paduka mandirs, and all of you as well who are joining with us, even from home, from your devices, wherever you are, in whichever time zone, from whichever background, country. I welcome you warmly to this program, and welcome to this spiritual feast, your digital experience with the divine. In this program, as you interact with the divine cosmic mother herself, you will find yourself rekindling the sweet, innocent, inspirational, and inspired child inside of you. Being innocent is like functioning from your very consciousness. It is thoughtless awareness. And until then, you function with your mind. If you just sit and watch the source of every thought inside of you, you will soon drop all of your thoughts and go back to the thoughtless awareness that you had as a child. Thoughtless awareness is innocence, and that is what we experience when we are children. However, we always think that children are immature. The problem is that we are afraid of losing our mind. We're afraid of losing what society taught us. But as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, mind is simply a drug. From society, we learn how to build our personality. There are umpteen ways to rediscover the child which is still inside of you. And when you are afraid of getting hurt, when you're afraid of losing your control or your power, you become serious and you lose the innocence in your life. Seriousness is ego. And you are too centered on yourself when this happens. When you let go and play on the touch of your innocence again, that is when literally consciousness starts to flower inside of you. Innocence is keeping consciousness at the level of the heart. In this literally experience, rekindling your innocence once again and being able to complete with mother, being able to imbibe the powerful cognitions of the divine cosmic mother and relate to the whole universe, life itself, as mother. With the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti herself, you'll then be able to experience oneness with Paramashiva. And out of her extreme love, compassion, and the responsibility which she has taken to give the whole humanity spiritual awakening, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting as Devi Parashakti and answering our questions, giving us boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, and doing so much more until we are able to experience oneness itself, Paramashivoham itself. And I welcome each and every one of you once again and hope that you will enjoy this program. While you're here, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe on our different social media platforms so that you never miss a notification for a live darshan from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, which is always a surprise, a sweet, beautiful surprise in our life when we are graced by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism grace in our life. Now, in this program, you will be experiencing what is known as the Bhava Samadhi darshan or Bhava Samadhi itself. Bhava Samadhi is experiencing oneness with the source through a certain aspect and through a certain bhava. Bhava is literally a emotion or aspect of relating with the divine. It's a different kind of way of relating to the divine. And for us humans, we really need that kind of way because we are used to several different ways only of relating with the divine. We can't simply see the divine and understand, fathom. We're not able to grasp divine in the whole, in its complete form as yet. That is why bhavas are there in order to relate with the divine in some way or form. And there's several different bhavas, even the Vatsalya bhava, relating with the God as your own son, your own child, or the Mitra bhava, meaning that you're relating with the divine as your friend. But the Matru bhava is the one of the most powerful connections with the divine. It is such a beautiful way that you yourself can experience higher consciousness and live in higher ambition in your life towards awakening the super consciousness. In this program, we are literally connecting to the divine as mother, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is literally manifesting as the divine cosmic mother for each and every one of us. And in as well, we will be able to explore the various different powerful cognitions, the scriptural references, and as well the ways to experience oneness with the divine immediately and instantly. So I once again welcome you all to this program. And in just a few short minutes, we will be beginning the next segment, which is the demonstration of powers of Paramashiva. Before that, I'd like to take a few minutes now and introduce each and every one of you to the very being without whom would not be able to experience this divine sacred experience today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was born on 2nd of January, and he is the reviver of the macrocosmic ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was birthed and even recognized by profound, esteemed, enlightened beings and masters from all over India, from the very birth as the incarnation of Paramashiva himself. And from the very young age, imbibed the science of power manifestation, the temple-based lifestyle, and yoga, as well as all the different arts. And today, he has revived that for the whole world to achieve spiritual awakening, to achieve superconscious breakthrough. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tonde Mandalam Adinam, or the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvagnapitam. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Shamalapita Sarvagnapitam, or the Madurai Adinam. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akhada, the spiritual head of the oldest governing apex body of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, another very esteemed high position, high leader among the Atal Akada, or another very old and ancient apex body of Hinduism. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is today the 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adinam. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2015 by various thousands of a congregation of thousands of Hindu leaders from around the globe, who collectively voted him as the leader and as Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books, which is all available for you even digitally, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has literally enriched and reached more than 1 billion people. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books, which were in English, Tamil, and Sanskrit and translated to over 50 different languages. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has founded and revived more than 100 Sarvajna Pitas. As well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been able to establish the HDH Nithyananda Hindu University, the world's largest Hindu university with more than with satellite campuses in more than 150 countries. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is internationally acclaimed and recognized with more than 50 different kinds of awards and recognition by various different congressmen from the USA, from different universities, as well as different esteemed organizations to recognize the amount of spiritual work towards reviving Hinduism and solving the global problems with spiritual solutions. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has continuously made himself available with more than 20,000 hours of discourses, special darshans, dikshas, and even question and answer sessions, mandala processes, all of these kinds of different interactions, beautiful ways to sit in the presence of the avatar on the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, which each and every one of you should become a member of in order to gain access to more than 7,000 videos of content, spiritual kind of conflict in your life. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the ancient order of the Rudrakanyas and Rudras, the Rishis and Rishikas, the Bhairavas and Bhairavis, and as well the Sannyasis, and has created more than 100 ecosystems in order to sustain and protect lineages from ongoing attacks. As well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived more than 1 million palm leaf scriptures in the world's largest collection of Hindu scriptures. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has collected and revived more than 20 million digital books available in Kailasa's Hindu library or Kailasa's Nithyananda Jnanalaya. So now it has come time for us to begin the next segment. We have joining with us Ma Yoga Prana and Ma Kaladara, Ma Viraja from the Adi Kailas Sarvajna Pita, so that we can enter into the next segment, the demonstration of the powers of Paramashiva. Literally, you can see the possibility which lies ahead of you and in store for you during this program today. So yes, now we have joining with us the Guru Nitya and the Gurukul Balasan to go ahead and start the next session in today's program, the demonstration of the powers of Paramashiva. I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute. I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute.
Yes, Nithyanandam, thank you so much.
I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute.
For that beautiful introduction to this segment. So now all of you will be witnessing. Thank you so much.
I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute.
Initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff. Beautiful introduction to this segment. So now all of you will be witnessing. Thank you so much.
I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute.
Initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff. Beautiful introduction to this segment. So now all of you will be witnessing. Thank you so much.
I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute.
Initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff. Beautiful introduction to this segment. So now all of you will be witnessing. Thank you so much.
I think my Yoga Prana looks like you're on mute.
Initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff. Beautiful Stop. Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. Today, you will be witnessing the Balasins, the Nithyananda yogis, and the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, demonstrating the extraordinary Shaktis, the extraordinary powers of Paramashiva. And the following powers which you will be witnessing is the power of third eye and body scanning. The power of third eye is where one awakens the ability to scan with the eyes closed and read anything with the eyes blindfolded. And the power of body scanning is where one awakens the ability to be able to scan the diagnosed issues and any problems in the body. So let us first learn about what are Shaktis before we enter in. In the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate details that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest these 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis. Paramashiva beautifully reveals that it is a power and a possibility for everyone to manifest and access these various Shaktis. And these Shaktis manifest from a cognition that you are the divine and that you need to manifest the divine. Not that you are a man and that you need to reach the divine. And let us now see the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. Shaktis are the powers which express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of a feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are the powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. Shaktis express from even through ordinary human beings in extraordinary ways, just with initiation from the avatar. Shaktis are permanent. Siddhis are not permanent and they may divert you from enlightenment. So who is the source of all these Shaktis? How do we manifest all these Shaktis? Who gives us all these Shaktis? Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-fulfillment, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all living entities. And Paramashiva himself has come down in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Guru Mahasannidhanam, and representation of the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, which is the great cosmic borderless civilization. And ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle for highly advanced science beings and sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and powers, Shaktis, was lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these sciences to the world at a record-breaking speed, which was never accomplished before. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was recognized as an incarnation, as an avatar at a very young age, and was trained and taught to revive these sciences. So you can see all the enlightened gurus, the gurus who have initiated Swamiji, Swamigal, Yogi Raj Yogananda, Mata Vibhudananda Puri, Pundi Swamigal, Pisatki Swamigal, Annamalai Swamigal, Kanchi Paramacharya, Visari Swamigal, Sri Tirthadakshina Annamalai Swamigal, the 230th Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tonnai Mandala Adinam, Sri Sadhu Om and Tinnai Swami. All these gurus who are part of the Guru Parampara, the lineage of these enlightened gurus, and they were the ones who trained and taught Swamiji just to revive these sciences for billions all across the globe to manifest this science from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, the science of Aushadha, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Vijnana, and Paramashiva Vijnana. So how do we awaken all these Shaktis in us? You might be thinking, okay, all these avatars, enlightened gurus, they all have each other to pass it on to. But how do we, a normal human being, manifest these Shaktis? every ultimate truth, when every ultimate truth, jnana, mapped into your consciousness, prajna, manifests as a power and a possibility of every being, prajnana. So let us now watch a small video where you will be learning about the power of initiation and how we get initiated into these Shaktis by the enlightened gurus, Swamiji. And you will now be seeing how the power of initiation has an effect on every being.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership, and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi diksha vihinasya na siddhihi cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena ved. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 82774.
Yes. With that beautiful video which explained the power of initiation, the science of Diksha, let us now see how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through the four aspects of evidences or pramanas.
So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures, which is the Vedas and the Agamas. The next is the Apta Pramana, the experiences and results of the Vedic rishis who time tested and verified the science of power manifestation. And the third is the Atma Pramana, the supreme point of Hinduism's personal experience of the power manifestation. The last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study, the scientific experimentation done on science of power manifestation. So all of you be wondering what are exactly these Shastra Pramana, what is Vedas and Agamas,
and where we get them from.
Yes.
So we get them from the Vedagamas, which is a living applied science. The Vedas are the pure ultimate authority for Hindus. They are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths, and a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called a Shastra Pramana.
Yes. So let's now witness a live, unique, and again exciting and extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye done by the partisans of the Nithyananda Gurukul and the Nithyananda Yogis. So today, the first power which we demonstrate to all of you is the power of third eye. So before getting a demonstration, we would like to share the scripture reference, the Shastra Pramana of the power of third eye reading, which comes from the Vijnana Tantra, Sutra 34.
कपालान्तर्मनोऽन्यसा तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदार्ढ्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्.
Translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Laksham by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashivoham. And next is the Apta Pramana, which is taken from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, which is the Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, verse 8, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna beautifully says to Arjuna that
न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव सचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्.
The translation goes, but you cannot
See my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence.
So in the Hindu Purana, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna initiated Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold Shri Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, which is Shri Krishna's own cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where contains the description of Bhagavan Shri Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Shri Krishna through the third eye.
Inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything just became so alive. The idea, something is inside.
Yes, and last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation.
Shows that the study measures and compares the metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states using the positron emission tomography, the PET machine. So when doing daily activities, when activities measured in the brain where the third eye is located, and when deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the brain is at rest and peace.
Yes. Now, without further delay, let us get ready to witness the unique demonstration of the power of third eye being manifested by none other than the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul. Along with me, I have an extraordinary power manifester, a Balasant of the Nithyananda Gurukul, Maniti Virajananda, who is 16 years old and who is going to be demonstrating this extraordinary Shakti to all of you today. I request the slides to stop being shared. So all of you can see, along with me, I have a medically tested eye band. In front is a complete opaque sheet and behind is a thick sponge. Under it is completely covered with sponge and there is no possible way of light entering through the eye band in any way. So you can see that there's no possible way of light entering this eye band. This is the eye band I'm going to be placing on Mavirija's eyes. Before that, Mavirija, please turn to your right, left, up, and down. So you can see there's no wires or anything on here. And I'm going to be placing this eye band. I'm unstrapping the eye band in front of all of you. And placing it on her head. Are you comfortable? Yes. Okay. So Mavirija is also completely comfortable. Mavirija, turn to your right, left, up, and down. So you can see there's no possible way of light entering. Her eyes are completely closed, and now we are going to be demonstrating this extraordinary Shakti to all of you today. So all of you, please go ahead, post your comments in the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel and the HDH JGM Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook channel. And we will be reading comments, and all your live comments, Mavirija will be reading out with her eyes tied.
Yes. So the latest comment of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel is by expressions of me, Mahajalandrisita has posted. It's lovely to see both of you again, and Colin and a close bracket. Yes, Ma, it's nice to see you back in the comment section also. And before that, Maitrik Patel has posted Nithyananda. And before that, Eva Anderson has posted Nithyananda. Yes.
Amazing. I request all of you to please continue posting your comments in the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And I request the comment section to be zoomed in a little more.
Yes, so the latest comment of Kailasa's SPH JGM Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook channel is by Kailas Chauhan Kailash has posted Nithyananda 40 minutes back. And before the Balu M has posted Salem Balu and Namaskar emoji.
Okay, amazing. All of you can go ahead and post interesting comments like emojis, shapes, numbers, a complicated mix of numbers and letters, alphabets, anything you want. And Mavirija will be reading it out live in front of all of you.
Yes, before that, before Baldoy has posted, Jambulingam Shanmugam has posted, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, so, yes, so, Mahajalandrisita has again posted, tomorrow I will put in the screen for body scanning for my friend. Sure, Ma? You will like, sure? Anytime you are welcome. And before and after that, Shrita Adbhutananda Kupu has posted, all of you look so divine. Thank you. And like Ma Jalandrisita has posted.
Yes, and Advitaya, it is all just because of Swamiji's grace and because Paramashiva is manifesting through us. It is his grace and divinity which is flowing to us. Yes.
Yes, and so Mahajalandastika spoke, oops, wrong words these days, typing so fast, putting a request for a body scan, no problem. And Raman Vashishta has posted requesting body scan to my Mosi Sushma in next part. I have a concern, thank you. And again, Adbhuda Nandakupu has posted Nithyanandama, yes, Nithyanandamaya. And Maitrik Patel has posted my pranams to the Bharasats and heart emoji. Yes. And Shri Tagbayananda has posted a couple of animals emoji. He has posted a lion, a horse, a fox, a zebra, a bull, and a pig.
Wow. Okay, amazing. That was a very beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. All of you saw how Margarita was able to read all these comments fluently without any mistake, was able to read everything, even see the emojis which were posted, the animals, the letters, read the names, see the color, everything she was able to do. Amazing. That is a beautiful demonstration. Now I'm going to be removing the eye band of Margarita. So you can see the eye band is completely intact. There's no change in the eye band. And that was an extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye. I request the slides to stop being shared. Yes, that was a very beautiful and extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye. And stay tuned for the upcoming power, which is the power of body scanning, where one awakens the ability to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and even reveal the solutions for problems through the third eye. So please stay tuned. We'll be back with the Balasans and the Nithyananda yogis who are going to be demonstrating this extraordinary Shakti. But before that, let us now on into the pramanas for the power of body scanning. So the pramana for the power of body scanning comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Tatvani yani nilayam Yatvante vyajyat. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of the whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality.
From the very own life of Siddha named Teraya. Teraya was one of the most prominent disciples of sage Agastya. One day, a man suffering from a severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small Tera, a type of rock, sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs Teraya, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person got healed, and of course, he got cured from the headache, and thus the disciple gained the name Teraya. And the next is the Atma Purana, where Swamiji uses this power of body scanning in his own very own life, beautifully saying that
only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture was I forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs, and it was revealed that I had been poisoned without a knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. And through body scanning, I found out what the problems and imbalances had happened and where the balance had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion just to verify my findings. So all these avatars, these great beings, they live beyond the usual sufferings of human life, even from the time of birth. All these avatars just play divine leelas. It was never an accident or an incident in their life. They play all these divine leelas just for the devotees.
And the next is the Sakshi Pramana. Various disciples across the globe have been initiated and experienced this power of body scanning where they use it in their everyday life. Let us now witness a live, astounding, extraordinary manifestation of the power of body scanning done by the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul and the Nithyananda Yogis after a short break. We'll be right back. So we'll be joining all of you in a few minutes for all of you to witness this power of body scanning being manifested by the Balasans and Nithyananda Yogis.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are. Enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha.
Nithyananda, everyone. Welcome back. So now, with that, we all just witnessed a live demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis. So let's now get into the next segment where we will be learning about who is Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. So we'll be first looking at the Dhyana mantra, Dhyana shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka. Sindhuraruna vigraham trinayana manikya mauli spurate taranayaka shekharam smitamukhi mapina vakshoruham panibhyam alipurna ratna chashakam raktotpalam bhibratim saumyam ratna gadasta rakta charanam dhyayet paramambika. And the translation for this verse is, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion body, with a triple eye sporting a crown of rubies studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding the jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana shloka, which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka. Arunam karunam tarangatakshim dritapashankusha pushpavana chapam animadibhiravritam ayukaihi rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. And the translation for this verse is, I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands.
She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anima of the rays, and she is the self within. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source with the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatar of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanand, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And in the words of Devi Parashakti herself, Devi Parashakti beautifully says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Srimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swami who is in Kailasha, Sri Purachintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda I took Nijavatara here, to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness, Hiranyagarbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramaudi, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion and blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti also beautifully says in her words, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva Shiva, manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as 5 Panchabhutas, beyond 6 chakras, filled as Gotras of 7 Rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as 9 grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, existing, being as 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, a thing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. And now let's see how we can receive Devi Parashakti when she comes for the darshan. So literally we're seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there on your screen, so you can receive her very traditionally. You can keep 2 betel leaves, 1 betel nut, 1 banana, and 1 coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. And for those of you who don't know, a coin is actually considered the traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. It can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be just 1 paise, and in the US, it can even be just a cent. Swamiji says, I'm not trying to monetize. Keep him 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. And you can offer that to Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel nut, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple. And for those of you who might be wondering how this betel leaf and betel nut may benefit you, this betel leaf and betel nut may look too small, but in a few days, you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take the darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. And now all of you can also see how you can set up the tambulam. You can set up the 2 betel leaves, the betel nut, the banana, and the coin. You can set it up all in a plate and arrange it in a plate and keep it in front of the screen. These are the 4 basic items that are kept as part of the tambulam. But if you would like, you can also keep the additional items such as a coconut, some glass bangles, kumkum, turmeric, and some fresh flowers. These are the 4 basic items. You can add the additional items if you would like. So you can arrange everything in a plate and keep it in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti and receive her when she comes for the darshan. And with that, we come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive her. And we'll be moving to the next segment where we will be learning about what Devi Parashakti has revealed and how important it is for us to understand, internalize, and follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed. So we'll be back after a really short break to move on to the next segment. So all of you can stay tuned. Yes, so we'll be moving to where we'll be seeing about what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings. So humanity is still undergoing the after effects of the cosmic deluge, the Pralaya, and thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic and emerging fungal epidemic, along with record numbers of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity's collective physique, leading to an increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues. And what caused this? Why did this happen? Who is behind this? How could we have avoided this? And what is the solution for all of this? Through a scientific and statistical understanding of Devi Parashakti's revelation on the cause and the solution of the Pralaya, the deluge. As all of us know, the current status of the world right now is the amount of deaths is 3.8 million. The total confirmed cases is 175.9 million, and the worst affected countries is US, India, and Brazil. And in just India, the number of COVID cases is 29,510,410, and the number of COVID deaths is 4,305, and the number of people fallen into poverty just since 2020 is 75 million. And India is suffering from suicide and depression. India is the 6th most depressed country, as all of you can see. The statistics given, article given by the WHO. And it says a recent WHO report provides evidence about the same. India is the most depressed country in the world, leaving USA and China behind. The maximum cases of anxiety, schizophrenia, depression, and bipolar disorders were found in India.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world.
Yes. And India is not just suffering from this ongoing pandemic. There have been a record number of cases of natural disasters. Many of us have heard of the cyclone that happened in Kerala a few months back. And then most recently, the floods in Maharashtra have been greatly affecting the state. And with all of these natural disasters, and there is a very serious concern still for an upcoming third wave, which India could already be experiencing within the next couple weeks. So how could we have prevented this? Let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the 31st of May, 2021, and understand how India could have prevented this pandemic.
வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய் சொல்வதை புரிந்து கொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக அகிலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
And the translation of Devi Parashakti's revelation: for this huge Kirmi Bhojanam hell not to come to India. In 2020 itself, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India and the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. They chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen. So let us go back to 2017, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed the vision for the Padayatra that was to take place in 2020.
Want to do 1 year Padayatra specially for this purpose in 2020. Planning for a full year. I'm going to walk from Rameshwaram to Amarnath. 1 year with 10,000 people, just walking all over to spend time with people. 2020 there will not be any program other than Padayatra and just spending time with people. Just walking. Of course, 10,000 people will be walking with me. Maybe 200 vehicles to carry our food and all the other items, transportation. enjoying the river banks, forests, and time with nature. 10,000 people manifesting powers, walking from village to village. What do you think will happen? The scene of Buddhism spreading will be repeated now. How the Buddhism spread. 10,000 monks walking from village to village. What will happen? That's only monks. Here, power manifesting 10,000 people. The whole village will be manifesting powers. Just want to enjoy India and let India enjoy me. So planning for next year Kumbh Mela 2019, next year January Kumbh Mela. Before that, all the Balalayam, everything. Balalayam is going to be like the same structure outside with one stone tower, gold coated. It will be something like a 40 to 50 feet tall stone tower, and 5 Rajagopurams, which will be something like 120 feet. This will be the Balalayam. And after the Mulalayam is built, this Balalayam will serve as a Utsava Murti Sannidhi, where the Utsava Murtis will be worshipped and where the Archanas. See, in the main temple, there will not be any Archana or anything, because just for darshan itself, there will not be time. Like Tirupati, you can only have darshan and Arati, the camp for Arati. No other worship is allowed in the main temple. Because 12 Abhishekam is going to happen, 12 Kala Abhishekams. So continuously the rituals will be going on. People can have only darshan. They will not be able to involve themselves in any ritual. Other than darshan, nothing else will be allowed. So all the archana, all the other offerings, like people will offer the archanas and other, everything will be done to the Utsava Murti, which will be kept in the Balalayam, the present Balalayam, present structure. So people can spend time here. That will be more like a main darshan. This will be like energy darshan, where you can give letter, get response. So by next year, the Balalayam will be ready. So 2019 full year, I will be conducting the programs and everything. 2020 will be the one full year Padayatra, walking. From next year Jayanti, means 2019's Jayanti to 2020's Jayanti. Full year, Jayanti to Jayanti will be Padayatra. Before that, we will make 10,000 people power manifestors. It will be sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, all put together. 10,000 people will be walking. What a scene it will be.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism revealed that the vision for the Padayatra was to literally go meet people where they are. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism was ready to go on ground and meet people, give them the solution to their problem, whether it was a mental problem, a physical problem, emotional problem, whatever the problem, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was ready to attend to people where they are. And taking 10,000 power manifestors for this whole Padayatra from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. And this Padayatra would literally see the revival of Hinduism. It would be like the spreading of Buddhism again. And since the age of 10, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching people and preparing them for this Padayatra and to save them from this pralaya. From that age, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating the masses through the powerful initiations, discourses, and darshan. In the next several photos that we'll quickly go through, we'll just see some of the various programs that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been conducting and blessing people with for the past 27 years. Here you can see in Vellore, Tamil Nadu in 2005. In Rasipuram, Tamil Nadu in 2005. In Namakkal in 2005. In Salem in 2005. You can see in all of these photos how many people, how many hundreds, thousands of people were in attendance. The Nithyanandam program in Delhi. The birth star celebrations in Tirunelveli. In all of these photos, you can see how many people were in attendance, how many people were being blessed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Jayanti celebrations in Adi Kailash Satyajit. The Jayanti celebrations in Tirunelveli. The Nithyananda Spurna program in Chennai. The Guru Purnima celebrations in Adi Kailash Satyajit. The Bhakti Spurna program. The Dhyana Spurna program. The Little Anandas program, which was blessing the youth into the science of enlightenment. The Sapta Yagam, which was a series of several homas conducted by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And also, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led thousands of disciples into the same homas. You can see the various photos from this program. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing people during Sapta Yagam. And the Nithyananda Spurna program conducted in Adi Kailash Satyajit. The Nithyananda Spurna program again in Salem. And all of these programs, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was tirelessly working to bless each and every being with the science of enlightenment, to prepare them for the superconscious breakthrough. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working to bless one person at a time, to initiate and attend to every being and to prepare them for this Padayatra and this re-energizing process of the Jyotirlingas. However, the anti-Hindu elements had made it nearly impossible for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to do the re-energizing process by driving him out of India. Let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the solution for this, revealed on the 31st of May 2021.
இரண்டாயிரத்திருபத்திரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதை புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம்.
Devi revealed that the pandemic, the pralaya in India, will only end when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is able to do the re-energizing process in the 12 Jyotirlingas. And when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is with reverence and respect as the supreme concept of Hinduism, then only will we see an end to this pralaya. And as we look around, we see what the Vedic civilization, the rishis of the Vedic civilization, had forewarned as the Kali Yuga. And in the Kurma Purana, it is declared that Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas, where man will be his own worst enemy. So let us look at the translation of this verse. This Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas in all the worlds. People are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varanas and the 4 ashramas. In fact, men are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sin. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi, the Mahapuri. And in the Kurma Purana, it also states that Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for the Kali Yuga. And the translation of this verse states, Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata of the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. In the Treta Yuga, it is Bhagavan Ravi, Surya, in which appeared Sri Rama. And in the 3rd cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu. And in this Kali Yuga, the 4th cycle of time, which is the current age, the presiding divinity is the avatar, Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashiva. And on the 2nd of January, 1978, out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva himself descended into the human form in the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And if Paramashiva had waited even 1 more year to take the human form, if he had waited till 1979, it would have been too late. So let us listen to the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself revealing about this.
And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid. I am back with the same science. We are going to be rich. It is not lost. Just the last minute climax. Before it was going to be put off, have happened. (1979) would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent only ambassadors. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
The Avatar's advent on planet Earth was to protect humanity from this great cosmic deluge, to bring the new age, the Satya Yuga. So let us listen to Devi herself revealing about this.
ஓம் உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள், கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். நித்திய யுகம் செய்வோம், நித்திய யுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு. ஆனந்தமாக இருங்கள்.
And Devi's translation, the translation of Devi's revelation on the 30th of April. People of the world, listen, Kali Yuga has matured over time, and it has come time for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great Pralaya has come. Don't worry, people. In the form of Nithyananda, I myself have come. I will make Nitya Yuga. Nitya Yuga will blossom as Satya Yuga. Be blissful. For this huge Hellgirimi Bodhinam not to come to India, in 2020, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son, Swamiji. And in order to prepare for this, the avatar began the Padayatra at the mere age of 10. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began enriching people and one person at a time with the truth from the sacred scriptures and the secrets of higher living. Even at the young age of 14, the Supreme Pontiff's classmates recall the yatra where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Gudiyattam, Tamil Nadu to Tirunamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme, with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism around, at the age of 19, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and all his fellow monks went from the Ramakrishna Mutt in Chennai to Tirunamalai, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and had an unforgettable pilgrimage trip experience. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued walking the length and breadth of India, reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December, 1999. And here you can see the photo of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at the inauguration of the first Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu. And this was inaugurated on the 14th of April, 2001. In 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijayatra all over the world to enrich people from various backgrounds. With the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds of thousands who did not understand English, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply and his presence moved each being to tears. In 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into the superconscious breakthrough. Subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls not just to physical spiritual sites, but to supernal spiritual realms. And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikan Radayatra, which crores of participants were impacted by the Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari deities that travels from city to city. And here is a small clip of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism during the Kodikan Radayatra. You can see how many thousands of people were blessed to be in the presence of the avatar, just radiating, just being in the presence of the avatar. And the Bodhigantha Yatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garbha Mandir, the sanctuary forum for Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Parashakti, and the Swayambhulinga in Adi Kailasha, Bangalore, in South India. And these deities were energized as Achavataras to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti, to create the Adi Kailasha Sarvatyamrita as a ship to save humanity from this upcoming pralaya. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during this great pralaya. And here are just three: the Kailasa in Tiruchempur, Adi Kailasa Sarvatyamrita in Bangalore, and the Kailasa in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar created and energized the Nithyananda Vaidya with the Anandalingam, which would protect anyone who bathes in its waters from this deadly COVID disease. Let us watch a short clip of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performing Abhishekam for the Anandalingam.
जनमस्सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय विष्टाय च नमो मीढुष्टमाय च शुमते च नमो स्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयते च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नम आशवे च जिराय च नम शीघ्रियाय च शीघ्राय च नम ऊर्ण्याय च वस्वन्याय च नम स्रोतस्याय च दीप्त्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नम पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च प्रगल्भाय च नमो जगन्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमस्तोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नम उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नम श्लोक्याय च अवसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नम श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नम आशुषेणाय च आशुरथाय च नम शूराय च अवभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नम श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रवृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च बुद्धिमते च नमस्तीक्षेषवे च इधिने च नमस्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमस्कृत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमस्तूप्याय च सर्वस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नम ईर्ध्याय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्म्याय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ओम नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमः ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शृंगाय च वशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हनीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः तीर्थ्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आचार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः शिष्ट्याय च फेन्याय च नमः कत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नमः ईरण्याय च प्रपत्याय च नमः किगंशिलाय च क्षेणाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमः गोष्ट्याय च गृह्.
And in 2009, the Avatar held another Kodikanda Yatra and garnered international attention for creating a movement which literally converted and lakhs of Hindus back to Hinduism. And wherever the Avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been sown. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has established thousands of Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems for enriching humanity and has reached over 1 billion people. And in the next several photos, which we will quickly go through, we'll see some of the enlightenment ecosystems established by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. Here is Kailasa and Edo, the Adi Nithyananda Paramashivam. The Adi Kailasa is at Vichapita in Bangalore, India. The Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai. The Kailasa in Columbus. The Kailasa in San Jose. The Kailasa in Seattle, Washington. And these are just the various Sarvajnapitas built by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism for the sake of bringing the science of enlightenment to the people of the world. Kailasa in Houston, Texas. The Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina. In each photo, you can see how many people were enriched by these enlightenment ecosystems. Kailasa in New York. The Kailasa in Washington, D.C. The Kailasa in Toronto. The Kailasa in Oklahoma City. The Kailasa in Phoenix. The Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri. Oman. The Kailasa in Dubai. The Kailasa in London, UK. The Kailasa in Scotland, UK. The Kailasa in Netherlands. The Kailasa in Slovakia. You can see the people in all of these photos from various backgrounds, various parts of life, but still enjoying and being blessed by this enlightenment ecosystem. The Kailasa in Belgium. The Kailasa in Luxembourg. The Kailasa in Austria. The Kailasa in Germany. The Kailasa in Italy. the Kailasa in France, the Kailasa in Switzerland, the Kailasa in Mauritius, the Kailasa in South Africa, the Kailasa in Salem, which was established in 2006 personally by the Supreme Fund. More photos. And the Kailasa in Hosur, which was again established personally by the Supreme Fund of Hinduism in 2008. The Kailasa in Patnam, the Kailasa in Varanasi, the Kailasa in Rajapalli, which is an important enlightenment ecosystem established in 2008. The Kailasa in Hyderabad, the Kailasa in Kerala, the Kailasa in Gujarat, the Yogini Sarvadmikita, the Kailasa in Tiruvanmur, the Kailasa in Alankulam, the Kailasa in Tambaram, Chennai, the Kailasa in Avadi, Chennai, the Kailasa in Chennai again, the Kailasa in Melbourne, Australia, the Kailasa in New Zealand, the Kailasa in Singapore, the Kailasa in Kuala Lumpur, the Kailasa in Guadeloupe, South America, and to ensure humanity survive this pralaya, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism created the sovereign order of Kailasa with thousands of sannyasis with no discrimination against caste, creed, and religion. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated thousands into Nithyananda spiritual healing, who are actively healing millions all over the world. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established over 2,500 satsang centers, paduka mandirs, and home temples that operate as de facto embassies, spiritual embassies of Kailasa. And the avatar inspired millions to reclaim their Hindu-centric freedom. Thousands of Padayatras were conducted by the Hindu diaspora all over the world, honoring the hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the revival of Kailasa, silently preparing each one for what was to come. And in 2017, devotees in Malaysia planned a Padayatra and executed successfully, with thousands participating and the dying Hindu population in Malaysia being reinvigorated. And for every major festival, devotees from all over the world do Padayatras out of their sincere love and devotion for the avatar. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been contributing tirelessly to humanity over the past 56 years, with serving over 1 billion free meals to people and enriching over 1 billion e-citizens. And the Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems have reached over 347 cities across 196 countries. And the Nithyananda Hindu University is the world's largest Hindu university, established in the US, Canada, UK, Slovakia, Switzerland, and France. And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with us on various platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and many more. And you can visit any of our various websites to learn more, as well as download the Enlightenment app, the Enlighten app, to stay connected constantly, to constantly be in that space of enlightenment, to be constantly being enriched with the teachings of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And with this, we will be concluding this part of the program and be entering into the next part of the program, where we will learn the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. Over the last several months, Devi has been continuously blessing each and every one of us, has literally been answering every single one of our burning questions. And now we have the opportunity to offer our gratitude to Devi through these various offerings. So if you would show your love, your devotion, your gratitude for Devi and all of her blessings, you can stay tuned for the next segment, where we will learn some of the offerings that we can make to Devi and some of the benefits that we can receive through these offerings. So we will be right back after a very short break.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service, helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all of the viewers after that very quick break. Now let us enter into the next segment of today's program with the various different offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti. So during this segment today, we will be able to look at several of the ways you can manifest the reality that you want instantly, immediately. And the Vedic rishis have they have researched and developed a very powerful methodology of how to manifest your reality as you want it. With the science of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the sciences of reality, cosmos, that they have really understood and formulated through the rituals in a way that could be understood easily. Now, in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, first, what we do during these rituals is declare that the cosmic energy exists, that there is such a thing as cosmic energy, and that Nithyanandeshwara, Nithyanandeshwari, or Devi and Paramashiva, Devi Parashakti and Paramashiva, and the Guru, who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, are all Chinmaya Vigraha, the representation of that very cosmic energy. We recognize that when we offer to them, we are the cosmic energy. And ultimately, no matter what it is, when we are offering, we simply offer out of our immense gratitude, recognizing the ultimate truth of Sohamasmi, that even when I pray, I am you. The offerings that we have today for each and every one of you have so much of beautiful context, significance, that we can imbibe truly, deeply, and we will not only imbibe the sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, this beautiful sacred sentiment that is behind every nook and cranny of Hinduism in all of its glory, but also these powerful cognitions have the ability itself to awaken oneness, spiritual awakening, inner awakening, and your higher consciousness inside of you. That's the power of just one cognition and one resolution that you make inside of you. And the Vedic rishis have formulated, researched, and developed this science in order for each and every one of us to manifest our reality as we want it to happen. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism beautifully explains that until you manifest your reality as you wanted, we will manifest it for you. We will manifest whatever you wanted in your reality for you through these offerings and through the ritualistic sevas offered by the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam. So now, before we enter into today's segment on the various different offerings, and we go over each offering and we see the scriptural reference of the offering, we see the different kinds of significances behind these offerings. Before we do that, let us first chant the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Manonmani. Manonmani is the very Devi Parashakti who is seated on the lap of Paramashiva, the embodiment of compassion and love. So let us pray to her and invite her presence among us as we are going over these various different offerings today. Indunivabeda karavahni nayanam syad pankajavaraಭಯ ಜಪಾಕ್ಷಸರಯುಕ್ತಂ angahimabhushana vichitravasanam syad tungamukutojvala manonmani swarupam. And the English translation goes, moonlight face holding the Vedas on hand, fire in eyes with lotus flower, gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with the japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining bright crown. Her name is Manonmani. Yes, and the next Dhyana Shloka here says, Dhyaye devim trinetram shashinibhavadanam vedahastam dadanam savye padmam varadam aparechabhayam chakshamalam divyerabaranir vibhushitatanam brahmadi vipujitam devimeva manonmanim pratidinam kamatradhatrim shubham. Here it says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon and holding the Vedas, lotus and gracing hands with blessing and gracing hands. She is worshipped by beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. So now, before we enter into the various different offerings, we have an array of offerings that you will be able to imbibe deeply, see the significance, see where it is referred in the scriptures, and actually have a deeper insight into Hinduism in its most authentic form. We'll first understand the significance of the divine element gold. Gold has so many different significances, and the truth is that even though in our society we are placing economic and social value on gold, still we have not tapped into the sacred value and the sacredness behind gold. Here in the Atharva Veda, we have a beautiful verse where it says, and I'll just be reading out the English translation now, triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes deepest to Agni, dearest to Agni, and one fell away from the Soma when it was heard. When they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apaha, let that triple gold be for your long life. So here, the gold is actually related to immortality, it's related to virtue and power, and it has so much of deep and sacred qualities, which can even make you manifest powers. Nowadays, in normal society, what do we think of gold? Gold has economic value. It has, of course, it's the most precious metal that each and every one of us know of. And also, we know that gold has a value in society. We often award the gold medal to anyone who is the best in their talent or their field. And we award we often give gifts of gold to our loved ones, or who we have a relationship with, our significant others. When it comes to Mother's Day or Father's Day, we often give gifts in gold to show them that we love them. And not to say that there is anything wrong with that. Gold is a high value, and we love to show how we place value in society through various objects and material things. But there's something deeper that Sanatana Hindu Dharma recognized about gold, and of course about value as well, and value of all living beings and all things. We not only saw the economic and social value behind things, but also the divine qualities, the sacredness of life and all beings, and of course of gold itself. We saw gold is a divine element. It purifies anything that it touches, and it's an element of spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or appears, operates in his vicinity. And gold is present in all scriptures. It's present in the Agamas, the Vedas, the Itihasas, and the Smritis and Shrutis, the Puranas. In all of the Hindu scriptures, gold is the most auspicious and purest metal, which purifies our very being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold and exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. And when one was to be saved from human life and from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. And even horses and cows, elephants, all the animals in society, which we worshipped as divine, was also dressed, decorated, and adorned in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the rivers of gold, in fact. For example, the Indus River was called the Hiranyamaya, the river of gold in the Rig Veda, and the river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartani in the Atharva Veda. So all of these rivers had produced and had literally uncovered gold for the whole civilization. And not only that, gold was literally a celestial, a divine element, which was able to harness the enlightenment energy. And even in the Devi Meenakshi Amman temple today are still the gold jewels that are offered to her very body when she was in the physical form. We'll be learning a little bit about who is Devi Meenakshi in just a few minutes with one of the offerings. But Devi Meenakshi was an incarnation of Parashakti herself who descended on planet Earth. And she, as an incarnation, had been adorned and offered these gold jewelries while she was in the human form and while people were worshiping her and offering her these different, offerings to her very body while she was in the Tachala Murti, meaning the living embodiment and living Murti. And so Devi Meenakshi, those very jewels are still today in the Meenakshi Amman temple, used and offered as worship and offered as alankaram to the deity of Devi Meenakshi, because they are now considered sacred. They are now considered holding that very enlightenment energy. And it is this very temple, this very deity of Meenakshi, which is still currently ruling the whole of the Madurai kingdom, the whole civilization, and the oldest civilization of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So it is an extremely ancient and researched science that even today, in the core and the oldest forms and branches of Hinduism, is still state practice. So offering gold now to the avatar, to the Nijavatar, the very incarnation of Paramashiva, who is manifesting as Sarvadeva Devi Swarupa, as the form of all of the different gods and goddesses. Whatever it is, you will be able to see how the enlightenment energy literally manifests for thousands of years. Now, let us go into the first offering that we have today, the Equity offering. Yes, we have the Equity offering, and before going in and explaining this offering, let me first chant the pramana. Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharadaradhya, Sharvani Sharmadayini. And it says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fears. Now here says, if there is any fear in the minds of a devotee, surely Devi can be trusted to remove that fear entirely. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and this is not the seasonal autumn that we might go through every year, but the autumn of our lives, when the thoughts turn more and more inwards, we become more and more introspective, and when the role of the divine is known much more clearly, and the need for Devi worship becomes stronger. So this is an offering of any amount that you want. It's a general donation that you can make, and on YouTube Super Chat, if you're joining us from YouTube, which I know many of you, hundreds of you are, or if you are joining us from Facebook or different platforms, you can head on over to YouTube and make a donation through the YouTube Super Chat, or we will be able to go through the registration forms and the payment gateway for making a payment at the end of the segment. So if you have any questions about how to make a payment for any one of these offerings, you can stay tuned until the end of the segment. And the next offering we have is the Sankalpa chanting. Here it says, there's a beautiful verse that I'll now be chanting. Tayeta mohate vishvam shaiva vishvam prasuyate taya chitta cha vijanam Rudam prayachati. And here the English translation of this verse goes, the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess, being freed without interest in anything, gives the knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. This is from the Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 34. And the offering of the Sankalpa mantra is the offering of the conscious resolution, a deep prayer. And whenever we are praying and offering to Devi Parashakti, perhaps we would like to manifest something deeply into our reality. If you would like to manifest something, then you can request the blessings of Devi Parashakti, and all it takes is just $1, and it's just a beautiful prayer that is offered in your name to Devi Parashakti that you can do today. Yes. Next offering we have is the Sahasranama Swarna classes. And beautifully in the Lalita Sahasranamam, it says that Devi Parashakti is Nama Parayana Prita. And that means she who likes the repetition of her various names. This is an offering of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti. And it's a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can offer a gold coin inscribed with each and every one of the 1008 names to receive the blessings to have the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all the divine qualities of Parashakti. Now we have the next offering, which is the Mukta. I'll now be chanting the verse. मुक्ताहारणलसत्किरीटरुचिरां पूर्णेन्दुवक्त्रप्रभां शिञ्जन्नूपुरीकिङ्किणीमणिधरां पद्मप्रभाभासुरां सर्वाभीतफलप्रदां गिरिसुतां वाणीरमां सेवितां मीनाक्षीं प्रणतोऽस्मि सन्ततमहं कारुण्यवारां निधिम्. The English translation says, I bow down to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and face shining like the full moon. She wears anklets and is studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of a lotus, and who is worshipped by goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. Yes. So you can offer the pearl finger ring. This is the pearl finger ring to Devi Parashakti, and the pearl actually has so much of deep significance in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and it is a symbol of compassion. Devi Parashakti, in the form of Meenakshi, being the very embodiment of compassion herself, and as you saw in this verse, the ocean of compassion. We can offer this Mukta Anguti to receive her blessings, her compassion, and poured love in all of our business and endeavors and any ambition we take up in our life. And we have the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the next offering. And in the Kamikagama, it actually says all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with lotus flowers made of gold. We can go. So there are so many different references for the golden lotus, and there are hundreds of scriptural references as well, and not only for the worship of Paramashiva, but also even in the arts and architecture, the lotus is considered sacred and literally everywhere in our civilization, much like gold. And because we considered a divine flower, that's why the lotus is used literally everywhere. And whatever we consider as divine, we believe that it should be given and distributed out towards all things and offered towards Paramashiva. So the Shakti of Paramashiva is also called the lotus as well. The base of the Paramashiva linga is also the lotus, and it is considered as a lotus as well. You can offer the gold lotus in any size you wish and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi Parashakti amidst any and every situation in your life. So yes, the next offering is the Swarnameti, the golden toe ring. Nowadays, in a popular culture, the toe ring has become very fashionable and it's become a statement that you can make even in fashion. But the truth is that it actually has its origin with sacred value and in Sanatana Hindu Dharma itself. Can we go back to the last slide? There's a beautiful verse from the Saundarya Lahari composed by Adi Shankaracharya, where I'll now be chanting that verse, where it literally is describing the toes of Devi Parashakti and the greatness and glory of just her toes. So it goes, Nakadiditi samchana namajjana tamo guna paradvaya pravajala parakrita saroruha. And here it says, you whose brightness from toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. Now, just the very toenails of Devi Parashakti can literally remove all the darkness in your life, can remove the ignorance in your life, and can bestow you with the ultimate knowledge, the ultimate experience of life itself. So you can offer this toe ring to Devi, adorning her sacred toes, her sacred feet, which can literally put you in the experience of constant gratitude and receive her blessings, even in the most difficult aspects of our life. Yes. Next offering we have is the Swarna Mantika. And in this, there is the offering of the Mangtika is the offering of the golden hairline jewelry, and the Mangtika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is fully opened. In the Lalita Sahasranamam, again, it says that Devi Parashakti is considered as Shuddha Saravi Varshani, meaning she who makes the nectar flow in all of our nerves from the Sahasrara, she who gives a very pleasant experience of the divine and the ultimate. And as you know, as we just went over, the Mangtika represents the nectar which is overflowing from, if you who don't know, the Sahasrara chakra is lotus chakra at the crown of our head. And you'll be able to simply receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. So next we have the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja is the offering of the ritual seva to the feet of the Guru and Devi Parashakti herself. And as we went over, there's so many different beautiful significances of offering to Devi Parashakti her feet and the glory of her feet. So you can make this offering as well today. And we also have the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of the sacred cloth, which grants the protection of Devi Parashakti on you in all of your efforts in all of your life. So this brings us to a conclusion of all the various different offerings. And now you can see a summary of the offering in the next slide. We have various different offerings here. As you can see, the Ihundi offering, the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the Mukta Anguti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Meti, the Swarna Mantika, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and the Vastra Seva. So these offerings are available to you in different levels, and you can offer it for $1 or even for any amount of money that you would like. You don't have to feel impossibility somehow related to making any one of these offerings. So if you're interested in making an offering today, and if you need help in manifesting, if you need more details, you can go to tiny.cc/bhavasamadhi, and you can, if you're ready for making a payment today, you can go to tiny.cc/devi-offerings, and after the payment, you can go and make sure that you fill out the Sankalpa 2021 form so that your names are chanted during the puja. So I request before we end this segment, if we can go to tiny.cc/devi-offerings, and we can show the viewers how exactly they can make a payment today. We can walk you through the steps and show that it's actually a very easy process that you can do. Yes, we'll be showing that to you in just a few minutes. In the meantime, in the next segment, we'll be going over the various different updates from the Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham, which is the Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham, which is the one of the main Kailasa COVID care centers in India, among 13 opened multi-layer quarantine centers that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has guided and initiated in order to protect everyone who is ongoing and vulnerable to the ongoing pandemic and the cases of corona, which are increasing, and even the third wave, which is afflicting so many people right now. So now, in just a few minutes, yes. So we have Ma Dayami Swami, who is joining us right now for this segment, and who is a representative from the Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham, and will be showing us and guiding us about how Kailasa's multi-layer quarantine opportunity has brought a practical solution for health, joy, and bliss. So thank you, Ma Dayami Swami, for joining us, and we'll be now continuing with the next segment.
Listen properly, people. The only way to protect yourself from this overflowing cosmic pralaya and from the demonic people who search for destruction for themselves and for others because of pralaya, go to Adi Kailasa, getting shelter at the feet of Paramashiva. Save yourself from corona and death, economic crisis, and mental collapse that is formed because of corona. Save yourself and move towards living enlightenment. Move towards Paramashiva Parampurul, doing yoga and tapas, doing seva to all the devotees of Paramashiva. Live a good life. Just for that, I have opened the doors of Adi Kailasa. For all those in the universe, not only human beings, as even Siddhas, Jnanis, and Yogis have come and are doing penance in Adi Kailasa. For everyone who come, goodness, prosperity, Jnanam, and Yogam will overflow. Do not have fear, bliss is there. Do not have worry, I will protect with goodness. Happiness is there, enlightenment is there. Do not have fear, bliss is there. I am solving sufferings. I am the Samayapurattu Kanatal who comes and helps at the right time. These are the revelations Devi revealed on 5th June 2021, stressing the mental distress across the world. People are suffering due to the pandemic. And there are multiple reasons, main reasons: the economic crisis, the unemployment rate predicted to reach 10% amidst this coronavirus pandemic. The unemployment rate will rise from 5.1% to 10% in the June quarter, according to the Treasury figures. Estimates show the rate would have been higher without the Job Keepers program. The Treasurer said that the economic shock from coronavirus was said to be far more significant than the global financial crisis. And another reason is raising the food world prices, causing the concerns amongst the people. According to the Washington Post, global food prices have rallied to multi-year highs, triggered by COVID-19 pandemic related to supply chain disruptions, soaring transportation costs, and International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has said. More is likely to come since international food prices are expected to increase by about 25% in 2021 from 2020. Said the IMF's officials. They're expected to stabilize later this year. So what Devi revealed on 5th June 2021, and the media articles across the world confirming the same, followed by the Devi revelations. The psychiatric symptoms like depression, anxiety exhibited by the COVID-19 patients. According to a new study, neurological symptoms like depression, anxiety are also showing to be common in those who have contracted COVID-19, even in mild cases. The report by the Global News on 6th June 2021. BMC Psychology reported on 8th June 2021 that impact of COVID-19 on the mental health of US college students. The result indicate that the students closer to graduating face the increases in anxiety, which is 60.8%, and feeling of loneliness, which is 54.1%, and depression, 59.8%, and many reported worries for the health of their loved ones most impacted their mental health status, just 20%, and the need to take care of the most affected current and future plans, 31.8%. Almost one half of students took to exercising and other remedies. The rates of anxiety and depression continue to soar among college students researchers say. Researchers at the Dartmouth College who have studied the moods and behaviors of about 200 college students for 4 years say stress levels are there at their highest. Research by Lauren Lumpkin, which submitted on June 10, 2021, the Dartmouth College researchers began tracking about 217 students when they entered the school as freshmen in 2017 in the hopes of understanding how they behave. They have seen students' stress levels rise and fall, usually in tandem with midterm and final exams. But since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, the rates of depression and anxiety have soared and have showed no signs of coming down. And said the Andrew Campbell, sorry for the technical glitch. Much has been said about the mental health crisis that is occurring related to the coronavirus pandemic. Much of this information has focused on the all-consuming anxiety, panic, and fear that many are experiencing. While this is important and needs to be at the forefront of discussion, something that has not been discussed in the psychologically traumatic nature of what our nation and our world is experiencing. The increased prevalence of post-traumatic stress disorder is expected to factor during the growth of the global post-traumatic stress disorder therapeutics market over the period of assessment. What this global post-traumatic stress disorder, that is PTSD therapeutics market, what it was in 2019 and what it is going to be in 2027, an estimation of 11.91 increase, according to the verified market research. According to the United Nations released to CNN, that there is a high prevalence of mental distress in countries across the globe due to the coronavirus pandemic, especially among healthcare workers and children. According to the United Nations and the World Health Organization, the impact of the pandemic on people's mental health is already extremely concerning. The World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom recently said in a news release to the CNN. It is now crystal clear that mental health needs must be treated as a core element of our response to and recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, Tedros added to CNN. So Devi revealed that yoga is the most important aspect for people to do, and the various spiritual practices and serving Paramashiva. So yoga greatly improves mental, spiritual, and physical health. People who practice yoga experience less anxiety, less depression, and fewer symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Yoga also improves well-being, including increased gratitude, relatedness, acceptance, centeredness, empowerment, self-esteem, compassion, self-awareness, and hope. Yoga can help us to manage stress and self-regulate, an important tool in the current time. We are all equipped with the innate coping strategies for responding to stress. But sometimes our stress response can become out of balance. We are living in a world that regularly activates our sympathetic response We are living in a world that regularly activates our sympathetic response, the body's way of responding to stress, sometimes called fight or flight. This is balanced by our parasympathetic response, the way our body helps us to rest and relax. Yoga can help bring our parasympathetic response back online and allows us to find balance. Activating our parasympathetic response brings us into a more restful space and allows us to find calmness, connection, and compassion. The deep mindful breathing of yoga and meditation stimulates the vagus nerve, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system and supports self-regulation and stress management. Yoga can be a valuable tool for self-care, especially in challenging times. Yoga is now being used as an empirically based treatment, often in combination with other interventions, with benefits for both physical and mental health. Many clinicians are recommending yoga as it may help support the effectiveness of the traditional treatment approaches. According to the psychology today, when we actively choose a tool of self-care, we better equip ourselves to survive and seek resilience in difficult circumstances. While it is but one tool, yoga offers the potential for connection and well-being, even in these challenging times. Spirituality is mental health. Research shows that individuals have better mental health if they belong to a particular community or have religious beliefs. Spirituality can help people in many ways. First and foremost, spirituality or religion can help people find meaning in their lives, which is instrumental in improving one's mental health. In addition to endowing meaning to your life, it has the potential to improve mental, physical, and emotional well-being as well. It has been a source of relief and comfort from various challenges for thousands of years. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, reveals revelations on 22nd May 2021, and not only on this particular day, but many various satsangs. He stressed the importance of the spiritual practices and doing yoga and other practices. Let us see what they are. Paramashiva is very clear. Focus on making your body alive, life alive. Mind is obsessive compulsive reaction. It is nothing but a bunch of unconscious reactions. Do not try to sympathize with the mind. Make your body and life alive. That is the only priority for all of you. I am talking to everyone who has a little love and sympathy for me. For all of you, take this as a guru walk. Make your body consciously strong. Gym will build muscles, make you look very nice in the outside, but only yoga and Ayurvedic lifestyle will make your body conscious. Just see all over the world, all the gym bodies are just dropping dead. Only yoga will make your internal organs strong and your ability to manifest consciousness strong. Let me give you the solution from Paramashiva to protect yourself from this whole pralaya, not just from corona. The amount of depression, mental suffering, the way the whole world is suffering, the kind of poverty happening, people losing their job, income, having insecurity, comforts being lost, so much. Just make your life extremely strong. 3 years back, I said, keep yourself alive for next 3 years. I have enough evidence that 3 years back, I trained the whole Kailasa. First, the devotees in their own homes. Second, the Kailasavasis inside the Sangha physically, mentally, and psychologically or consciously for quarantine lifestyle. For being active without getting mentally broken by being in one place. Doing intense yoga, making the body and internal organs strong, taking bay leaf, neem juice, tulsi, haritaki, triphala churna, Ayurvedic lifestyle of less food and more energy, more activism. I only told it is for an important reason. Please wake up, quarantine yourself, build your body. Don't bother about your business or any other profit. Anything else. This year, if you are alive, just that is the greatest profit. The United Nations recognizes the Kailasas report on COVID-19 and multilateralism. Whatever we are doing, yoga, doing the spiritual practices, serving Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established various Kailasas across the world and continuously serving people, and a report, some of these ecosystems are acting as a Kailasas COVID care protection centers. A report on these was submitted by the Adi Shaivat minority community tradition. The Kailas Union submitted a report in the month of June 2020 and got published about 2 weeks ago. You can see the screenshot on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Facebook page. And you can also go ahead and click on this article and read the full article with the supporting documentation by yourself. The report published on the United Nations website on www.ohchr.org, the Adi Shaivat minority tradition, the globalization of disease has led the world to be as resilient as the least resilient country and person, especially for highly contagious COVID-19, which has spread with a scale and severity not seen since Spanish flu. The variants of the virus, such as Delta, Delta plus, Epsilon, Gamma, continue to threaten even those vaccinated. Secondary diseases such as black fungus are targeting COVID patients and killing almost 1 in 2 persons in such cases. Human life is more precious and important than all economic principles and systems in totality, because all these